Catch up on the latest music news, social issues, exclusive interviews, album reviews, also featuring entrepreneurs doing big things, all on MusicLifeSocial.com. We do this for the people to empower the people. Yo, welcome to Music Life Social, MusicLifeSocial.com, and the Music Life Social podcast. I am your host, Raheem, aka Big Heem, and tonight we got a very special guest, singer, songwriter, Juno Award winner, reggae artist, Kirk Diamond is in the building with us this evening. Brother, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me,
Cool, man. I appreciate your time, man. I know you're a busy man or whatnot, and you're out promoting your current album or whatever. Real quick, man, give the people a brief summary about yourself.
Well, I'm a Jamaican artist now based in Toronto, Canada. And, I was born in Spanish Town, Jamaica, and then I migrated to Canada at a young age. And, ever since then, it's been music that's been helping me cope in a foreign country, as they say. You know what I mean? Yeah, and, the music that I do is always positive, conscious music. Uplifting and trying to, leave a legacy.
Cool.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Now I know that you immigrated to Canada when you were like 10 years old.
Yeah.
From Jamaica or whatnot. And from my understanding that, it's kind of a melting pot because you had just from the days of slavery, a lot of Africans that immigrated and migrated there, Jamaicans or whatnot, or whatever. How has that helped? How's that define your music?
My music is basically, I want to say, the journey of Kirk Diamond or Kirk Douglas, whichever one you want to call me.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like my diary, so to speak.
Okay.
So you could see, like, if you listen to Kirk Diamond from 10 years ago, it's way different than if you're supposed to get a Kirk Diamond now, So every experience that I've had in both countries, it's funny, like, even I can tell through the music, like, I have it to say, oh, I did this, I did that, so that's what, how that affects my music. But and at the same time, too, I also understand that I'm not the only one that is having this experience.
Right.
Right. So I find a lot of inspiration in like-minded or people with the same almost exact background. And it doesn't have to be a Jamaican experience. It can be from, if you're from somewhere else living in another place that you're not used to, you depend on your culture.
Okay.
To kind of bring it through. And I just express that through music.
Okay.
It's no different than, for example, if you go to Germany and you meet somebody from New York or from LA, you can tell by their swagger. If you've ever been to New York or LA or wherever in the States, you can tell that this person is from.
You can.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so I find a lot of content
Okay.
and inspiration from seeing people react, and their reaction is much different and to how I would do it, even though we're having the same kind of experience. So all of these things is what affects my music.
Now, this is a question I always wanted to ask because music is universal, reggae is everywhere. I mean, you have popular like British Jamaican reggae artists such as Maxi Priest, Still Pulse, then Jamaicans such as Shabba Ranks and so on, and then Canadian Jamaicans just such as yourself or whatnot. Is reggae music, is it different, even as it's in various regions or different parts of the world, I should say, even though you all are all Jamaican descendants or whatnot, or from Jamaica?
Yeah.
Is the style of reggae music, is it different depending on?
if you're what's the word, connoisseur of reggae music,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be able to tell. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because every location affects the expression in its own way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, for example, if you're in England, the Brit people in England are having a completely different experience
Gotcha.
than the Jamaicans in Jamaica,
Okay.
who are having a completely different experience from the Americans and from the Canadian experience, right? All of that influences the music. So, and in some way, it influences the sound, you know. So it's no different than if, you know what I mean, like relatively Florida and let's use New York again, is quite close. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that far apart,
Right.
but the accent is different even though it's the same country.
Yeah, okay. You make a good point. You make an excellent point.
Yeah,
Um, you know, so man, I think I wrote an article, I think maybe last year or year before last, man, when you dropped your single ruler or whatnot. I mean, it caught my attention, you
see.
know. Um, and I was like, yo, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? And it caught my and just the words and just the veracity of your voice and that expression, like you I mean, you had a story to tell or whatnot. And then I see that you kind of label yourself the documenter of the revolution. What story is it that you want your music to tell and to express that you want people to know?
Um, I think we're just in the first chapter of that story, to tell you the truth,
Okay.
because even the genesis of me doing music, like as an artist, it was, it came out of, I want to say, for me, hell.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It was um a situation where I got arrested for something I had no idea what they were talking about, and because of that, it forced me to be inside my house because they put me on like curfew, 6 p.m. every day for 4 years, my entire teenage life, basically. And the only escape that I had was the music, right?
Okay.
So now, imagine now coming outside now, and you have other people your age that have different experiences, that it's just blowing your mind that you did this, you did that while I was inside. You know what I mean? I think that me being vulnerable enough to even be able to say these things,
Hmm.
or finding some sort of escape from my confinement, is what led to songs like Ruler. You know what I mean? Just trying to find some sense of self anywhere because you're not growing in a room. You know what I
Right.
mean? So the story that I would want it to tell is everything from even that come forward till now. You know what I mean? Like what I had to endure, to be able to say I'm a musician. And even sometimes, to be honest with you, the successes don't feel as good as you would think it would when you wanted it,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know. So no matter the awards and all that stuff, it's like when you finally get it, you ask yourself, was it worth it? You know?
So
And
let me
then,
ask you this. So let me ask you this, man. I mean,
hmm
because you're a Juno Award winner, you're 6-time nominated. You know what I'm saying? You won the 2020 Reggae International Awards or whatever. How does it feel, man? I mean, has it been moving just at a phenomenal pace where you have to sit back and be like, damn, I did. I mean, I did that. I'm doing this.
hmm
I'm being recognized. How does it how does it make you feel? Hmm.
well, it's a lot of, like you said, like taking a step back to evaluate, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because in anything that we love to do, while we're doing it, we're never actually paying attention to the pace that we're doing. We just know that we're doing it,
Right.
and then sometimes after hearing it so much from other people saying, hey, congrats for this, or you're doing a great job, sometimes you yourself have to take a step back and look at the entire picture to see what you've created, or else it won't be worth it at the end of the day because you did not appreciate the journey, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You're always steadfast on the next destination, and not paying attention to the journey that you're making. You know, yeah,
Okay. No, that I definitely, I can definitely agree with you there, man. Because sometimes you got to stop, take a breath, and be like, damn, okay, let
yeah.
me take this all in or whatnot. Um, you know, the music scene in Canada, what is that like? Is there, you know, how often do you go back to Jamaica? Is there a difference with the music scene there in Canada and Brampton and in Jamaica? And you're like, okay, I mean, which one? I mean,
It's
I'm not gonna put you on the spot. Like, which one you like better? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, is there a difference? And then with it being a melting pot or whatnot,
mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Do you draw a lot of inspiration from being there in Canada? Because personally, I've never been to Canada, but that's on my to-do list to,
All right. So I'll put it like this. Yeah, the Canadian music space compared to any other country in the world is probably going to be the worst one,
wow, okay. Okay. I
right?
didn't
It's
expect I
probably
didn't
going to
expect to hear that. Okay.
because it's like, and I'm just speaking maybe for, I don't even think so. I was gonna say maybe for like different genres of music, like country and those type of music, but it's the same for them too. They still have to go to Nashville.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
You
Okay.
know what I mean? You still have, if you do hip hop, you gotta find somewhere in the state, whether it's New York, Atlanta, wherever it's happening, you
Okay.
have to find that core, you know. And for Jamaica, I mean, for reggae, it's obviously Jamaica. We have to connect with there. Even though I've been doing it for a very long time without connecting with Jamaica,
Right.
right? Just based on the fact that um I'm always booked here. So the time for me to go was never lining up. But mind you, thanks to the internet, we're still connected in some sort of way to, you know what I mean, see what's happening,
Right.
you
That's how
know.
I found you. So yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. Mm.
Yeah, so you know, it's always everybody else's music scene is better. There's not much of an infrastructure here. So for example, for black music
Hmm.
in the entire country, there's only one radio station, and it's in Toronto.
Wow. Okay.
That's dedicated to this black owned, dedicated to black music. It's just one,
Wow.
right?
Okay.
And we're talking about us, a major country, you know what I mean, a first world country, one black radio station. So
Wow,
that doesn't help. And then the
that's shocking.
population, yeah, and
That,
then the population is quite small here, right? So it's not the same like even the states where you could do Buffalo, then Rochester, then New York, then Jersey, then Philly, and go straight down the line, and then go to the West Coast and come up back. And
yeah.
like almost every 2 hours, there's another city that you can hit,
Right.
right? With Canada, it's Toronto,
Hmm.
then 5 hours to the east is Montreal, where they
Okay.
speak French.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Right.
then another 10 hours is Fredericton, New Brunswick. There's nobody out there.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Then there's another 10 hours, which is Nova Scotia. There ain't nobody out. Well, there's some, but they're probably listening to something different because that's so far. Right.
Got you. Okay.
And then the more east you go,
So not even Quebec, huh? Not even.
no, not really.
Okay.
You have to be like a major mainstream artist. And even so, you may not be doing the numbers that you think you'll be doing. You know what I'm
Got you.
saying? And
Okay.
then if we're supposed to drive west, the next major city is 25 hours away,
Wow. Okay. Wow.
right?
All right. All right. Okay. Man.
And then there's like 8 other cities that way, but the first one is 25 hours away. So for a lot of, and then it's just the one radio station that has black music, like I told you, and that's in Toronto. It doesn't spread to everywhere else,
Okay. Wow. All
right?
right.
So however they get their music from, I'm pretty sure they're depending on the internet, or if they could
Mhm.
get like an American station, then that's it.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
So tell me about your debut album, Dread, and what's the context in the story behind that? What inspired you? What was your inspiration
my
for this project?
inspiration for Dread was, um, well, it started in COVID, right? That
Mm-hmm,
project started in COVID, even though it's only 12 tracks, but 10 songs.
mm-hmm.
Um, I recorded about 45 songs.
What if,
Yeah, and we just chose 10. We chose the best 10. And even now, sometimes I'm listening to the stuff that we didn't put on, and I'm like, might have messed up.
yeah. So you want to say those for the next album or
Yeah,
for
definitely.
EP? Okay,
100%.
okay,
Um, maybe like a second Dread album just to follow up the first one.
okay.
Um, yeah, but for me and Finn, the producer, it's COVID. We're in the studio, and we were just literally playing records, like old 45s on turntables, and we're like, it's one of my favorite tracks, and he was like, yo, this is one of my favorite tracks, and then we just started bonding over digging in the crates, as they say, and
Right.
we're like, we could probably make something like this, you know, and we just started taking a whole bunch of retro rhythms, we call them, and just flipping them and having other ideas with my band and bringing people in. And I think we made one of the best reggae albums for 2023 with that. You know what I mean? And we called it Dread because, I mean, it's based in an era of the 70s, 80s, 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, after, like, even a little bit before Bob Marley died and after, especially afterwards, when you speak about reggae, you always talked about, you know what I mean? The
Right.
dreadlocks were synonymous with it. So I just said dread, just to name that era of music, you know.
Okay. Okay. Cool, man. What's what's some of your favorite cuts on the album? Your personal favorites?
Um, Dread for sure,
Okay.
right? I really enjoy Bring It Good with Tiffany Marvel, the dancehall track on there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Rubber Dub Love, I remember, and I enjoyed recording that. Not even for my parts, just for what Tisha could do in the studio. You know, she sings like, "Oh, I wish I could."
Right. Right.
I mean, so just seeing her play with notes and, you know,
I mean, it's a dope album, man. I mean, you know
yeah,
what I'm
thank
saying?
you.
I've listened to it. I mean, I it's definitely in my rotation or whatnot. So it's definitely a dope album. Like I said, you caught my eye early on when you released that single Ruler, and that's why I was like, yo, I gotta write an article on this brother. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, man. I love to see the article too.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You never saw the article?
No, I never saw the article. I don't remember if I saw the article.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah, because
Yeah.
matter of fact, I did like a little promo on Instagram and everything or
I think I
whatever.
might, now that you say that, I think I might have seen it, but I don't
Okay.
have it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I'll definitely send it. Um, what's so what's your plans for the future, man? What's your plans for Kirk Diamond?
Um, the plan that I have right now is to refocus on Jamaica
Okay.
based on the fact that it is the hub for reggae music.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that if I bring my talent there and they accept it as what it is, then it's an easier access to the rest of the world from Jamaica than it is from Canada. No one is thinking reggae and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, yeah,
Nobody's
yeah.
thinking about that. Canada is the last place on their mind when we think about reggae music. They would think Hawaii, any island, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
including England, before they would think Canada for reggae music. So
Yeah,
because of
because
that, yeah,
I was yeah, because when I was like, okay, Canadian Jamaican reggae artists, it's like, okay, this is new. I mean, because because it's just not something that you hear every day or something that you kind of expect. Because
yeah.
you know, of
And it's a lot
course,
of us. It's a lot of us, bro.
okay,
There's so much of
oh
us in the
really?
reggae game.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it's a lot of us.
yeah, man.
Um, you know, but yeah, to focus on Jamaica and, put music out there. And I mean, what I did here was already phenomenal. So what I think I'll be able to do at home will also be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And then just have a great access. Maybe like, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll come to the States and do a tour there. But
Okay.
like I said, they're not looking in Canada. So I have to go to where they're looking.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
then do the exact same thing that we do here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because it's not, I love performing. So it's just one of those things where I would love to see what our type of performance would do to a full Jamaican crowd.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, you stay on, your music is very positive vibe or whatnot. You know, what I guess what inspires you, what makes you just want to stay on that positive, good vibe level or whatnot, because
Um,
you hear a lot of different types of ratchet music, and people do a lot of stuff that sells, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
or whatever, and that doesn't necessarily make it good music, you know
right. Yeah,
so,
selling doesn't make it good music.
yeah, selling doesn't
And,
make it good music,
and
you
if
know.
you think about it, negativity sells.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It sells.
Right.
For example, if we turn on the news on any day, majority of it is negative news.
Hmm.
Nobody is listening to good news. Well, they're not promoting good news.
Right. That's
Right.
true, and I blame the media for that, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
of
saying.
course, 100%, because they benefit from our fear. They sell more when we're fearful.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a consumerism type of business. You know, fear leads to a whole bunch of other ailments. So they need more pills to sell and
Right.
other distractions and all these things.
Hmm.
Um, so I understand that. The reason why I stick to it is for the same reason I wouldn't play certain music, well, like we say, ratchet music.
Hmm.
I could listen to it, but I wouldn't play it in front of my parents, or I wouldn't play it in front of my children. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So for me, it's if you know better, you do better.
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense, in
yeah.
because.
And at the end of the day, like we're here for not even a drop of time in the whole
Hmm.
scape of the world, right?
Right.
If I'm going to be remembered for the next 100 years, 200 years, 300 years,
Hmm.
I want it to be for something that was good.
Okay. That definitely leads into my next question, man. What do you want when it's all said and done? What do you want people to remember you for? What legend do you want to leave behind? When someone says the name Kirk Diamond, what do you want a person to say about you? What do you want to be remembered?
I inspired a generation. You know, I inspired a generation because they're who I do it for. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, I'm, I want to say I'm 39 now, right?
Okay.
In 39 years, what I've experienced, if my son was supposed to tell me he lived half of that,
Hmm.
I would be wrecked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen so much between the ages of 0 and 10, and then from 10 to 39, where it's like, for me to be able to be here talking to you in a different country that, you know what I mean, you know my music and you care about my music, you care enough to ask me about my music. I could have easily been on another path. You get me? I could have
Right.
not been here.
Right.
So I just want to inspire some people, if I can't get all, at least some, to be like, you know what, their life is worth it.
Right.
And hopefully they will inspire another generation after me
Hmm.
or after them, sorry. You know what I mean?
I got
So
you.
that's why I do it. It's just about, like I told you in the beginning, doing something that make you last.
Right. But I mean, you've been an inspiration in this short amount of time, because when I understand you have a park actually named after you, right?
Yeah.
In Brampton. Yeah. How did that come about?
I mean, I guess for all of my achievements in music and the fact that I sing positive music that inspires people, you know what I mean? It's a music that also make you take accountability, you
Hmm.
know?
Hmm.
So a lot of people like to say people don't take accountability, you know?
They don't.
But it's also an ego thing as well. Sometimes we want to see people take accountability and don't realize that they're already taking accountability, just not loud,
Right. That's
right?
true. Yeah, that's
Because you can't lie
facts.
to yourself, and at the end of the day, you cannot lie to yourself.
Right. Everybody has to look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And deal with that person who probably speaks to you harder than anybody else would.
Yes. Yeah. Because you can't lie to yourself. You can't look in the mirror and lie
Yeah.
because you know the truth. You
Yeah,
know
you
you
know.
fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know you've been messing up. You know you've been fucking up. You can't hide that. You know.
Right. So I think because of that in my music as well, and it's very unapologetic. Like, for example, Ruler, like you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
I think I was straight to the point with that.
Yeah, you were.
You know
You
what
were.
I mean?
Yeah, you were.
So,
That was like a Black Power anthem right there, bro.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
You know.
Oh, funny story. We performed that in this place called New Market,
Okay.
and a few potential investors were there to see the band perform and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when Ruler started, maybe about a minute into the song, they were just like, buddy, I can't even. This sounds like they're gonna kill us.
Ah,
And
okay.
he's the spirit from the song
Uh-huh.
made him just he just needed to get the hell out of there.
Oh man.
And now he's like, even now, like when he comes to like shows, cause he's one of our biggest fans. When that one comes to our shows, it's like when that song plays, it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like he's holding on to the walk. Like, oh my God, it's our favorite song to perform. It's our favorite
Okay.
song to perform.
Tell me a little bit about the band, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, what's it like? You know what I'm saying?
The band was a family that I put together.
Okay.
You know, it's more than just, some bands are just musician that you pay,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I wanted a family, because for example, if we're going to go on tour, my family can't come. I need to be with family at all times.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I'm going to feel safe. Friends, I'm not safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything can happen with a friend.
Wow,
Family, nothing's happening to you. And likewise, nothing is happening to them. There's too much of us. So I put together a family, um, and I call them the movement of Ariel. Ariel is the Hebrew word for the Lions of God, which is what the Bible says God named Jerusalem.
mm-hmm.
And lions are always moving a pride, right?
Right.
And because of that, I said that this is my pride. This is, you know, my lions, so to speak. I
Okay.
don't get harmed. I don't, people don't even bat an eye when they see 10, as they would say, roughnecks walking towards them with locks,
Got you.
you know. And then the music it speaks for itself. We're always walking away with way more fans than we came there with.
That's true, man. I mean, I
Sometimes we
never.
have a cult following where if you come to 5 shows, I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you're seeing 5 people that you've seen at all shows.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
we love it that way. We know how much we have an idea how much people are going to be at the show before we're even booked for the show, just based on who we know are coming to that.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. We played in Jamaica once in 2018, and 4 people flew to watch the band perform in Jamaica
Wow.
on their own dime. We didn't even know that they were showing up. I fly to England to do their carnival. People fly there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And
That's real dedication. Yeah. That's okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so even when I see stuff like that, I know that the music is doing, well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a chemistry too on stage with, like I said, it's family. So you will see us mess up and you would have no idea that we're messing up. But we will tell you that, well, Stretch just messed up. You know?
Okay.
Or
Okay.
I may go off key and someone say, hey,
But no one else will know though. It's
no,
something that you all know. Yeah,
no,
internally.
it's just at most shows, half of the crowd is on stage anyways.
Oh, okay, all right,
You know what I mean? Half of the by
right.
the end of the show, because we have like this part where we're dancing and everybody's dancing and we bring them up on stage. Like some people find that to be the biggest healer, you know what I mean? To just be in a crowd of people dancing like you have
Mm-hmm.
no care in the world. So we curate this space on stage for them to do for the world to see, you
Gotcha.
know? So the band is a special thing, man. It's just the music is one thing, but performing it and seeing in real time how it affects people,
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing.
Man, you gotta get over here to the States, man, and perform
Yeah,
somehow.
man, for
Somehow.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Um, but real quick, man, before we go, tell the people where they can find you, where they can find your music and everything.
Yeah, so you can find me on, Instagram usually. And it's at Kirk Diamond, KirkDiamond. And, my music is everywhere, man. Just search Kirk Diamond and you'll find it. You'll find some songs that I don't even know exist. Right? I hope you enjoy those ones as well.
Cool, man.
But it's all positive music. Your children can listen to it, your parents, your grandparents, everybody can listen to it. So,
Word, man. Well, look, brother, I appreciate your time, man. You know
appreciate
what I'm
you. I
saying?
appreciate you.
And your music, man. Keep making that good music. We're gonna keep supporting whatever we can do to support and to get you over here to the States, man, and do
Yeah,
a tour.
definitely.
You know what I mean? Because I didn't know it was that bad in Canada, but yeah. But
No, it's
anything,
horrible, man. It's horrible. It's horrible.
because everybody when people say Canada, they think of Drake. Or maybe a couple other artists feel like,
It's more than him.
say
It's
he's
more
doing
than Drake.
well, like,
If you listen to, all right, you have people that do Drake type music,
hmm
and then you have hip hop people that
right.
are doing crazy numbers. Maybe not as much as Drake,
hmm
but they're all right. You know what I mean? But
Right.
because of the infrastructure that Canada has, unless someone tells it to you or you come here, right, you won't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So what everybody's doing is everyone's leaving and having to make connections elsewhere. You know what I mean? A lot of the underground rappers, they're going to like Rochester and Buffalo and Detroit
Okay.
just to meet other underground rappers and come up, you know?
Gotcha.
Drake had to go link with Cash Money them,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Right. That's
And,
true.
and it's not just Drake. Justin Bieber had to link with Usher,
Yeah. That's true.
you know?
Yeah.
So, and the weekend, same thing. The
Mhm.
whole, it's a shit show, bro.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
man. Well, shit. We're gonna try to get you over to the States some kind of way, man. Link you
yeah,
up with
man.
somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because your music is too good, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a positive message that people need to hear because I think it's so much shit that's out here that's just messing with young people's minds or whatever. They don't have an alternative. I mean, you know, I'm 46, so I'm from the era of like real classic like hip hop music where
Right.
you had, of course, what I'm saying, you had your NWAs, your Dr. Dre's, but you also had your Tribe Called Quest, your
Yeah,
Outkast, De La Souls. You know what I mean. You had different outlets of music, your Public Enemies, or whatever. You know, now it's, I mean, it's a few artists, but it's not nearly as many. And the media, they're just not playing to those
yeah.
type of
And if
artists.
you think about it, like even those artists that do good music,
Hmm
they don't drop music so often.
That's true.
So we get flooded with the ratchet shit all the time, and
Hmm
we only get them once every 4 years,
Right, right.
right? And then it's like once you get that, it's like, okay, shit, we need to hold on to this for a minute. And we're so excited when it comes
hmm
to show you that we know that the other stuff is bullshit.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Or else we wouldn't be that excited for it. Like we'd be just like, yo, okay, J. Cole dropped an album. Oh, okay. But
yeah.
it's not like that when he drops an album. It's we need to go get it. Or if Kendrick drops an album, even Jay-Z at this point, if he drops an album, it's like
Yes, yes.
we gotta go hear that. And I think that's probably our generation because we know that if Jay-Z drops an album, we need to at least go listen to it once.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, even Nas went on
Yeah.
on a run that I've never seen. Like him and Hit Boy went on a 4 year four or no a 6 album run that I've never like even seen in hip hop. He kind of just made a comeback, sort of, and
Yeah.
just like, damn, okay, like,
Like he had to prove it that he was the man. You know what I mean?
right,
Yeah.
But man, I thank you for your time and
No,
everything. And
blessings.
yo, go check out the album. Dread is out now. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere. Stream it, pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Damn, you did 45 songs. So I know it's more. I know it's more tracks coming. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I did, yeah. So and big ups to you, man. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
for
man.
sure.
Respect.
You know, but cool. Yo, Music Life Social, y'all. Yo, I'm gonna end the recording and just stay on.
Done, eh?
Stay on.
All right, cool.